All right, everybody, next up on our GMA Heat Index, Ronda Rousey. She is the first woman to join the Ultimate Fighting Championship and the #1 pound-for-pound female mixed martial arts fighter in the world. And she's also jumping into the ring with movies, a book, and empowering message for women everywhere. I have been looking forward to meeting you, Ronda.
Same here.
Thank you for being here. You have been extremely busy. You know, New York State is the only state that bans mixed martial arts, doesn't have the UFC here. You have spoken with Governor Cuomo this week. What have you talked to him about?
Well, MMA isn't actually banned. It's professional MMA that's banned. So around, I think, over 1,600 New Yorkers competed in MMA in New York just this last year, but only in amateur events. So there's no athletic commission to do any kind of medical testing for them, no drug testing. The women that competed had no pregnancy tests, and even the referees aren't educated. It's the most dangerous place in the U.S. to do MMA. And if anyone gets hurt, I mean, it'll be on the hands of the politicians that haven't taken steps to protect them. And there's so many ridiculous arguments that MMA is somehow anti-woman. And fighting's not a man's thing, it's a human thing. To say that it's anti-woman, I think, is an anti-feminist statement. And the UFC, I mean, I'm the biggest draw in the sport and I'm a woman. How is that anti-woman?
You are the biggest draw, and like 14 seconds, as Charles Barkley was saying, and you're setting a record, breaking your own record. But you know there are critics. You know there are people who just say, hey, for men or women, it's just too violent of a sport. How do you respond to that?
Well, they don't really understand the sport itself and see the art in it. I mean, I'm a two-time Olympian. I'm an Olympic medalist, and when I was doing judo, the exact same things that I really apply in MMA, I was celebrated as an American hero, and somehow when I do it for money and not costing me money, I'm a barbarian now. I mean, it's called martial arts for a reason. There's an art to it. It's not a brawl. It's a beautiful thing.
And you have been out in front, and you have been using this platform. Just recently, you were talking about how you and the UFC, you're changing the conversation about women in pop culture. What did you mean by that?
Well, MMA is a very young sport, so it's not really stuck in tradition like a lot of other ones are.